Good morning, all. Good morning, champs. Good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are joining. So today we are starting off with our Mumbai chapter meetup, which is a D365 Power Platform meetup for Mumbai on the 29th of May. We are going to have today as our new speaker, Manmeet Rehwar, and he is going to talk about telemetry logging in Azure Applications Insights from Power Apps. Before we move to the session, uh, I want to take you through the agenda of today. That who we are, we'll be telling about who are the champs, how we started, and all. What are the news and updates coming up for the new events or any new releases which Microsoft has done. And then once we are done with the Manmeet session, we'll go to the QA session. But in between, if we get a time, we also may go and address some of the queries. So if you have a queries, you can please put them into a chat window, and whenever we get a time in between and Manmit wants to address some of the queries, we can take them over there. So what are the who are the champs? So there are so many other communities across the world, but we as the some of the community leads, we realize that there are very less uh, kind of communities, or rather no communities that are specific to Asia, or which are running by Asia kind of leads. So that kind of a thought came in between 2018, and that's where there was a born of Dynamics 365 champs as the community D365 champs. We started with some of the leads, then we actually grow in 2019 with a 10 leads. 10 leads. It started from the Singapore at the early years, and then we moved across a globe in so many other countries. By 2020, we were reached almost 27 countries, which included US, South Africa, then Australia, UK, and so many others. Right now, with the 2020, we have almost LinkedIn following up to 5.6K, and Kaizala memberships approx around 900 now. And that's what we are. We earlier had the WhatsApp as a channel, but looking at the limitations, we moved to the Kaizala, which is again Microsoft product. In the future, there are so many lot of initiatives which we are doing, and we are bringing up some new initiatives as well, and which we always come up during our meetups or whenever we have some grand events. So we go and launch them as well over there. So if you have any such initiatives if you want to run under umbrella of champs, you're always facts. Then we have uh, okay, now Preeti, you can take it from here.
Yeah. Okay. So there are various ways that you can connect with D365 Champs community. Using LinkedIn, you can follow our page on LinkedIn. You can follow us on Twitter. Using this QR code, you can join us on Kaizala, where we have over 900 people already there on our group. So you can scan this Kaizala code and we can connect with the other champs. We also have our website. There you can register yourself and get the regular updates, and you can post your blogs about your learnings and share your experiences. You can put your feedback, and many more things are coming in website. You can also provide your feedback. So we wish you specifically visit our website and register yourselves for future events and everything. Next is if you wish to speak at D365 Champs Power Platform Meetup or any future events, or you have some ideas that you want to present or would like to connect with Champs, you can surely go and register yourselves with this URL, and we'll get back to you soon. Now, about the news from Microsoft and community updates. So, recently, Microsoft has introduced the ability to create custom multi table lookup fields in Dataverse. Earlier, it was only possible for customer field and the out of box field that was for owners. So, now you can create your own multi lookup fields. Next is PowerFX model. Model-driven commanding will be in public preview by end of the June. So that will be a very user-friendly formula-based that you can use in Power Platforms to provide or write your formulas. That's Excel-like formulas. Another is that Power Platform VS Code extension is now in preview. So you can create, build, and deploy Power Platform solutions, packages, and portals using this VS Code extension. So that's a big thing coming along. And the last one is Microsoft has recently introduced the most powerful natural language model, that's GPT-3, during this MS Build event that was during the 25th to 27th May to the Power Platform. So that means that you can describe what you want to do in natural language. And GPT-3 will generate the options of the most relevant formulas for you, and you can choose from them. So it's like the code writes itself. So that's about the news from Microsoft. About the updates from community, we have uploaded the recordings from past sessions that people have been asking for a long time. So sorry for the delay, but some of them are up now, and we are in the process of uploading the remaining. So please stay tuned and visit our YouTube channel also. Lastly, we would like to thank our sponsors for continuously supporting us with the meetups and organizing meetups and connecting champs all over together at the same platform. Thanks, Dynamicity. And now I would like to introduce Manmeet, who is the speaker of this session. So a brief introduction about Manmeet. He is the seasoned professional, seasoned technical professional, I would say, with a vast experience in varied technologies related to Dynamics 365. So I would like to hand over the stage now to Manmeet for his session going ahead. Over to you, Manmeet.
Thank you so much, Preeti. Thanks for that introduction. Hello all. First of all, I hope you all are safe and healthy. And thank you so much for joining on Saturday. And yeah, and thanks to Preeti and Vivek for giving me this opportunity to provide this session to the wide audience. So okay, so let's get started with our session. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know once you are able to see.
Yes, we can see your screen, Manmeet.
Okay, great. So today I'm going to speak about Azure Application Insights and telemetry logging from Power Apps. So before we move towards directly into how we can log telemetry into Azure Application Insights, I would like to give some brief overview of Azure Application Insights. So let's get started. So first of all, about me. So I am MCT and MCP. I have experience in .NET Technologies and Dynamics 365 online and on-premise. I have been working from version 2011. And yeah, so this is my LinkedIn profile. You can follow me, connect with me. This is my email ID. You can send your queries or any questions you might have. You can, if even if it's not regarding this session, I will be happy to answer your question. Okay, let's get started with Azure Monitor Application Insights. So Application Insights is a feature of Azure Monitor. It's an extensible application performance management service created for developers and DevOps professional. So as you know, right, when we have our applications, enterprise applications in support mode, it's very difficult to identify issues and support it, right? So it is so Microsoft has created this tool called Azure Application Insights, where you can log all the telemetry, including traces or exceptions or page load, page views, everything. So we can use it to monitor our live applications. It will automatically detect performance anomalies and include powerful analytics tools to help you diagnose issues and to understand what users actually do with your app. It's designed to help you continuously improve performance and usability. So as I said, so when you are actually providing support, there might be some applications, there might be some services, there might be some microservices which you are calling from your Azure function or Logic apps or from your plugin code, right? There might be some scenarios where there is a performance issue, or it's a downtime, or you are facing some problem in failure rates, or suddenly after some release exceptions are increasing. So you have to have some mechanism to know these things proactively. You can't wait when you are supporting a banking system or enterprise system, where you can't wait your users come to you and say, oh, these requests are failing. Your system should be intelligent enough to tell you that, okay, suddenly there is a spike in exceptions, right? So this is where application insights will come handy. It integrates with your DevOps process and has connection points to a variety of development tools. So as I said, so when you get these kind of alerts, it gives you option to create ticket directly from application insights. I'll show you that in a while. Uh, so first of all, I want you to understand what application insights is. So I'm going to, so this is my Azure portal, and so this is my own 1-year upgrade plan. I'm going to show you what application insight is. So I'm going to create one resource. I'm just selecting easy trial D365 champ. I'm just giving this name. I'm choosing workspace based because classic one is not supported by MS anymore. I'm going to create. So this is what application insights is. So once I create, after deployment, I can access the application insights which I just created. So meanwhile, I'll show you the one which I already have till the time its deployment is going on. I'll go back, and I have this AZ demo application insights, where I have some data as well to show you in this demo. I have created few sample data. So I will be taking you through this application insights and not the one which I have created, but I just wanted to show you how to create the application insights resource. Okay, so let's get back to our PPT. So next, I would prefer to, okay. Next slide is, what does application insights monitor? Application insights is aimed at the development team to help you understand how your app is performing and how it's being used. It monitors request rates, response times, and failure rates, find out which pages are most popular, at what time of day it's popular, where your users are, see which pages perform best. If your response times and failure rates go high, when there are more requests, then perhaps you have resourcing problem. So this is what it gives you. So as I said earlier, your application insights will give you a lot of things. For example, I want to give you an example that uh, you have created one good mixed reality page for your shopping cart, where you are going to purchase something and you can experience your product by launching mixed reality page. But you want to know that whether users are actually using that feature or not. whether they are actually landing on that page or not, right? So if you have this application insights logging enabled, you can actually see how many users are actually landing on that page, how many users are actually using this mixed reality. If they are not using, you might have to make it available, make it like big icon or some alert so that they use it, they use the feature. So it helps you understand the money which you are investing in some feature in IT, whether it's actually being used by your users or not, right? That's your main aim, and that's where it will help you to understand which pages are popular, which are not, how we can make it popular, So this is the purpose. Secondly, dependency rates, response times, and failure rates. As I said earlier, that as a DevOps team, as a support team, your team will have to be proactive. You cannot depend on users to come to you that, okay, some requests are failing, we have to do something. In banking system or in investment banking system, you cannot wait till users come to you. You have to be proactive. So this will give you alerts. This can provide you some automated generated alert to your support team. I'll show you in a while all these features. Exceptions, that also I'm going to cover in depth. So it can give you very detailed information about your exception, even the code level, which function is failing, which line is failing. That level of detail it can provide. Page views and load performance. Yes, so when it is enabled for any application, you can actually monitor which pages are getting more views and whether any page is having some page load slowness or not. That also can be monitored through it. Ajax calls, rates and response times. Yes, so there might be your applications where you are calling some microservices or third-party APIs, and suddenly if there are some downtime there, your response might not come, their failure might come, so that also can be monitored here. So ultimately, I want you to consider this application insights not only for dynamic CRM project. It's an enterprise system. When you have enterprise system and multiple resources are deployed in Azure, your that dynamic CRM is one tenant. Your microservices might be running, and you have integration with your marketing system, your product system where products are being created, your lead generation, your client portal, everything will be running on Azure tenant. And where you want to see that each application will be calling each other's API and which API is failing, where the response is slower, how we can improve this, So this is not just about that dynamic CRM, but it's for enterprise applications, Okay, let's move forward. So yeah, so it all talks about the same thing, that when you have multiple applications running on as Docker or AKS, so this whole mechanism will help you to track, which where the, so for example, your Azure so you are calling a Azure function from your plugin. Your Azure function is calling microservices to create update data, right, to any third party system. Now that data might be in your Azure SQL or in blob storage or in data lake, right? So failure can happen at any level. Your Azure function might be failing, your microservices might be failing, or there might be some error in your database query, right? So when you have this kind of telemetry implemented, you can track which layer is giving you error, just by seeing the data. So it's a data driven approach to handle the system. Okay, so let's go in detail. So now I'm going to explain each module, not each module, but the important modules of application insights, which will help you understand what this smart detection, live metrics, transaction search, alerts, logs, all these means, right? So let me, okay, smart detection and manual alerts. Smart detection is actually a machine learning algorithm provided by Microsoft Monitor, which will actually, based on the data, it will tell you what happened suddenly, which should not happen. For example, abnormal rise in exception volume, right? So for example, after weekend release on Monday, you are suddenly getting lot of exceptions. So this smart detection will automatically tell you that from last 15 days or last 20 days, your exception rate was 1%. Now it has increased to 10%. You have to do something. So this is kind of automated alert, machine learning algorithm kind of thing, which is provided by Microsoft Azure Monitor. So you can see in this screenshot, I cannot show you here because I don't have, since it is just my own trial version, I don't have that much data in my. Sorry, I think that's some question. Yeah, so I don't have that much data in here. So I would have to depend on the screenshot, but I hope you can easily see in the screenshot that there are few alerts like abnormal rise in exception volume and insecure from data transmission detection, potential insecure URL access detected, So these kind of automated machine learning alerts you can get if you have enough data to be trained. So this is what smart detection is, and okay, it set up or automatic alerts that adopt to your app's normal pattern of telemetry and trigger when there is something outside the usual pattern. You can also set alerts on particular level of custom and standard metrics. So this is same thing which I explained. So it's a machine learning algorithm which gives you alert based on your historical data. Now let's move to application map. Explore the component of your app with key metrics and alerts. So this is what I wanted to explain to you. So application map, if you see the screenshot, this is your production instance, right? And production instance is connecting to your blob storage. One instance is connecting to your SQL, and another is calling your Azure queue, right? So based on this kind of visualization, you can see that there is no error in this interface. It's running fine, but there are 5% of calls which are failing when you are calling SQL. 25% of calls are failing when you are interacting with your blob storage, So this application map will actually help you. I can show you application map, but it won't help because I don't have this many variety of applications currently. It will just show you whatever I have. So yeah, it won't help to understand, but yeah, so based on this kind of figure, you can understand that what application map is. Next is diagnostic search for instance data. This is where we are interested in. So search filter events such as request, exceptions, dependency calls, log traces, and page views. So if I go to my Azure portal, I will go to transaction search, which is same as diagnostic search. If I go to transaction search, I have only last 24 hours set here. I will choose last 30 days and event types. So if you see event types, there are 7 types of events which can be logged using this telemetry. There is a trace logs, request, page view, custom events, exception, dependency, and availability, right? If you see my data here, I have 290 exceptions, 75 page views, 43 traces, and 2 custom events. So I just want to show you some highlights of this. So this is my plugin exception, the standard one. Given key was not present in dictionary, right? If I click here, it can give me, it can take me to the details where I can see when this event happened, what was the error message, what was the exception type, field method, impersonating user ID, which is my GUID of my CRM. These are input parameters, message. So it will give you the details of your plugin step as well. So this happened on update message, on contact entity, on this is an entity ID, this is a record ID, you know. So this level of, so just imagine you don't have to go to plugin trace log and see thousands of text and see what is my ID and all. You can just come here, see your exception, right? And see the stage depth. See, you can get depth as well. Mode and calls. If you see the call stack, it will give you exactly the method where it is failing, right? So it's amazing. I mean, if you implement this and to track your errors and performance, which plugins are failing, you might have some freshers as dev, right? In all teams, you might not have experts. There might be few misses in code, and as a development head or as a scrum master, technical scrum master, you just have to monitor this, you know. There should not be any exception. It's great. I mean, if you see the bigger picture, you will understand how useful this can be. Okay, let's go to next thing. Okay, wait, I'll just show you different types as well. So I just showed you exceptions. Let's go to page views. So I have 75 page views, and these page views are basically from my Canvas app. I'm going to share that with you. So this is upload pic to SharePoint app. This is my payment app where the page is payment. So see, I am opening this page view. This will give me some details like from where I'm opening this. US, because my VPN is, my company is US. This is okay. So that's different story, but the screen is payment. The screen name is checkout. My app name is shopping cart app, you know. So you can get these kind of details in your page view and how much time it took to load, all these things, you know. Page view load time 139 milliseconds. Similar thing you can implement in model driven apps as well. In fact, Microsoft is working on it, and they are going to, I'll explain in detail later. I think I don't want to talk in air. I'll show you the details later. Analytics. So this is my favorite tool. So log analytics. This is the most powerful thing you can get in application insights. If you go to logs, log analytics is a powerful query tool which can help you to query all your telemetry using KQL, Custo query language. So exceptions where timestamp greater than 24. It's similar to SQL, maybe slightly difference in syntax, but it's quite handy. It's quite powerful. It's, you can set alert. I'll show you later, but it's quite powerful. It can also help you to see the Power BI chart, you know, based on your data. So it's yeah, I'll show you Power BI chart as well in a while. But this is what the analytics tool is, and these are the tables. See the telemetry which I showed there, event types, all are stored in these tables: traces, request, page views, exceptions, dependencies. These are custom metrics which I'll explain later. Availability and browser timing. So all things are logged in these tables, and you can query, you can join each of these tables based on your need. Power BI report, which, so this same data you can show in Power BI, and using that visual analytics, you can take your data driven decision on your next sprint items, or which should be prioritized based on the data. REST API. So the way we can query data using this KQL, same way there are some APIs which you can call and get these data. So I won't go in depth because this is bigger topic. We will not have that time. Continuous export. So this is important because this is something you should know. So in application insights, all the data will reside only for 90 days. After 90 days, those data will not be available. So if you see, this is Microsoft Azure Monitors pricing detail. And if you see application insights, everything is priced, right? Data injection. So 5 GB per month is free, but after that you have to pay 2.76 per GB, which is very nominal, I would say. Data retention, 90 days only, right? Uh, after 90 days, what? I'll explain. So after 90 days, you have to export the data. You have to export the data to your data lake or to your any other storage system. And export also is chargeable, but very minimum, 0.123 per GB. So you can have your automated diagnostic settings, which I'll show you just now. So data export via diagnostic settings, which will cost you this much, right? So this is where export is. So I just want you to know that data in application insights can be stored only for 90 days, and only 90 days data you can query through the KQL. Rest of the data you will have to export to data lake or your blob storage. From there you can build your report on top of it. Okay. Next is dashboards. Yeah, so each application will have dashboard. Same way this also has dashboard. I'll go to overview. If I go to overview, there is an application dashboard which can be customized according to your need. There is an edit button. You can add visual according to your need. So this is out of the box dashboard which I'm showing. Okay. Okay, this is enough talking. I hope you understand what I wanted to explain. If you have any question in these things, you can note it down and ask me at the end of the session. Now I'm going to start showing you the working demo of application insights with Canvas app. So how we can log directly data from traces or page view from Canvas app, right? That's a question. So I have few apps already created. First app is shopping cart app, and another one is upload a pic to SharePoint app. So these are two apps, and shopping cart app is not actually shopping cart. I have just few pages which can help you understand, how the navigations are. So basically, I'll first start with this. So where you can actually configure things, right? So if I go to my tree view, and if I go to app, there is something called instrumentation key, right? Here, if you click on app, there is something called instrumentation key, which is actually which will link your Canvas app to application insights session. So I will show you where you can get this application, use this instrumentation key. In overview section, you have this instrumentation key, right? So this is what is doing the trick. So you have to copy this instrumentation key and paste it here. Just by doing this, what you can get all these page load views. So the things which I showed you, right? The page loads, page views. So just by configuring this much, you can see how many users are using which page. So this page view is just possible by configuring this much. Just putting this GUID, you can get which user is using which app and which page. Also, this can help you to check user flows. User flows is actually very powerful when you have kind of a client-side portal, which can help you understand where your users are going while using the app. So if I show you, I would prefer to show you some more data. Custom. Okay. So what I have chosen is I have chosen my starting point as payment screen. here you can see initial event is payment. I would choose initial event as home. So when my app is starting from home, so start from home, 9 sessions went to product list. Out of that, 6 sessions went to checkout, 3 went to view cart, 5 went to payment, only 1 went to promo list, you know. So even if my company is giving promo, different banks promo, everything, but people are not actually going to that page itself. So as a company, as a retail company, I have to make sure that whatever I'm providing as a promo is not visible to customer. I have to make it visible, you know. So from seeing this kind of user flow, you can understand which features are actually used by users and which are not, and how we can make it available to them, you know. So yeah. Let's go back to our working demo. So yeah, so till now we just configured the instrumentation key in our application, right? Now there is one more thing which we can do, which is trace. As I said, there is something called trace telemetry, which can be leveraged out of the box from Canvas app. So if I choose trace, there are 43 traces. In this trace, if you go in detail, what you can get, you will see that message is app feedback, and it is coming from upload pic to SharePoint screen. And basically there will be app name is not there because it's a different tenant, but never mind. We don't need, because I'm giving some custom messages as well. I'll show you just now. So how I am logging these trace events, right? You might be questioning that how we are seeing these trace events, right? So I have created one component called feedback component where I have 2 smileys, this one and this one. So this one is for sad. And if you see the formula here, on select of this, what I'm doing, I have this trace. Trace is out of the box. I mean, the formula given by Microsoft to log directly to telemetry into application insights. And this is the message. This is what message I can give. Secondly, I have a custom dimension. So these are severity. So I have 3 kind of severity here. Since this is just information, actually I'm asking user to provide feedback about my app, you know. So I'm logging username, user email ID, which screen they are on, and feedback, my -1 and 1. -1 is negative, 1 is positive. So, but if this is error or this is something critical, there are 3 kind of trace severity: critical, error, and information. Since this is just information, I have kept information, but you can use other 2 as well according to your need. So this is where I'm doing, right? Oh, what happened? Information. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just logging username, user email ID, which screen they are on, and feedback value. Same way here also, I'm changing feedback value to 1, right? Just by doing this, I can log my trace like this, the way I have done. Now, if I want to see these traces, so I'm doing the similar thing on my shopping cart app as well. So I have at the end, I have similar kind of screen where I'm logging like or dislike, you know. I'll show you how we can query these data from log analytics, which will actually help us to analyze which app is doing well, which app is not liked by users, all these things. I will go to my query explorer because I have some queries saved already. I don't want to rewrite it. Oh, what happened? Okay. Oh, it's shaking. Okay. So this is my query. And if you see this query, I will run this query. This 24 hours. I would rather choose lengthier period. Okay. So if you see this query, right, this is what this is more technical, but it's interesting. So we will see the result first. So if you see one row, first row, this row is having these kind of data, right? So this is message name, app ID, feedback from, screen, and feedback value, like or dislike, which I am just putting case like or based on value. But here interesting thing to notice is custom dimensions. I'm using pass JSON. So actually, if I open one more query window, and if I just query on traces where timestamp is greater than ago 24 hours, I will get a plain feedbacks where you can see this custom dimensions. Custom that dimensions is actually a JSON kind of data type. This is my row, and these are my columns. But in custom dimensions, I'm actually logging these things. User email ID. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever you log inside this thing, this message, this will go under custom dimensions. And this query is powerful enough to pass your JSON and convert those JSON into columns by putting this kind of function, pass JSON custom dimensions, and you can use project, and then you can make these kind of whatever you want to use as a column name. So this is where you can transform these custom dimensions to your columns, and then you can show the details. So now I have these details with me. How I can show these details to Power BI report, right? So how I can show? So there is something called export. When you click on export, there is third option called export to Power BI M query. When you click on this, it will generate one file. You can open it. This is M query. You just have to Control A, Control C. I mean, copy the query. And this is my Power BI report, which is already built. But I would like to show you how you can actually, if someone is new to Power BI, you can edit your query. You can go to advanced editor. You just have to paste it. As soon as you paste it and done, close and apply, you will get your data, right? So by seeing this data, you can see like apps by feedback. So I have upload pic to SharePoint app, online shopping cart app. These are likes, these are dislikes, so how many people dislike this app. So based on that, you can, yeah, so this is what you can, so this is just a small example, very simple example of tracing, how you can use tracing across multiple apps. But you can think of any use case, you can leverage this functionality. So yeah, so you can build different kind of visual on top of it, and this will help you to take data driven decisions about your future steps to improve your apps. Next will be, okay, so
A
yeah.
quick time check. We have a as such time for 10 minutes,
Oh
but we
yeah, okay,
stayed almost 5 minutes late, so we can you can consider these are 15 minutes now with us.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I will, yeah, I'll not take much time now. I think we'll have to wrap it up, but I'll just explain one more thing, how you can log telemetry from plugins, right?
Sure.
So which is also important thing I want to cover. So this is what you can do using Canvas app, right? Next thing is how you can log telemetry from plugins. So I will quickly share plugin code with you. So this is my plugin registered on contact and account. I'm just throwing a random error, just putting some wrong schema name of field so that it will give me some error, and I'm logging this error. So here is the thing. So I have created this class called AI logger, which is actually this is from Jason Latimer's blog. I have that link in my presentation. So this is the blog. And using this blog, I have created this CS file. But I don't want to keep you guessing what is happening. So actually, I will explain what this CS file is doing. So this is the AI logger CS file, which is a big code, which I have configured based on my need. You will have to play with it, but I'll just explain what actually it is doing. It is just creating a post API request. This is my Postman tool, and this is exception API. So from this plugin code, I am logging my exceptions, right? So this method is write exceptions. What it is doing is it is providing me this JSON, and we are posting this JSON to this URL. But you might be questioning where these settings are. So actually, this setting is in my plugin step. So this is where my setting is. I'm giving instrumentation key. I'm giving AI application insights endpoint, and I'm giving some parameters. And based on these parameters, I'm building this JSON, right? So same thing, what it is doing is it is reading these parameters from my constructor here. This is my constructor where you can get secure and unsecure config. After reading, I'm just manipulating based on the key values and creating this JSON. And I'm posting this JSON to this URL, and you just, if I send, it will just item received, item accepted 1. So this will create one exception log in my AI, in my application insights, right? So I will not go in detail of this class. It will take a lot of time, and we don't have that time. But ultimately, it is just post. It is a post request with some JSON format, you know. Okay, let's go and check how we can see the exception data, right? So I will create one more query window. This is same as trace, but it's a different table. That's it. Greater than 24 hours. Uh, okay. So it should give me some data. Yeah, so I have that key not found error, which I throw from plugin. Similar way from like traces, I have custom dimensions. I should have. Yeah, so details. I have custom dimensions. So this is where I will have all my details: depth, entity ID, entity name, impersonating user ID, message, and I have my saved query for plugins as well. So yeah, I would. Okay, so when I run this query, I will pick some date. I run this query, I will get all these details in my query window. Similar way, I can export to Power BI M query, and once I put into my report, I can see my report like this, right? Entity name, type, message, message update, internal message, stage, mode of the plugin, org name, item type, it's a exception, depth, plugin, timestamp, impersonating user ID. I can see exception by entity types. I can see depth. Just imagine you can see depth of your plugin directly in the data. How difficult it is if you debug from plugin trace logs, right? Exception, entity, and error message. You can see like key not found error this much, right? Then invalid plugin exceptions, these many, for account, for contact, all these things you can just see from Power BI report. So yeah, this is what you can get from here. Now one more thing, last thing probably I would cover is how you can actually create alerts from all these things, right? It is important that your team will have to be proactive. You cannot wait. As I said, I'm telling same thing again and again. So how you can create alerts based on these exceptions? For that we have alert mechanism, and this alert mechanism can actually provide you So I'll go to manage alert rules. I already have few alerts configured to show in this demo. Plugin exceptions in last 1 hour, right? If I click in here, what I'm getting is, see, this is the configuration. This is my resource. This is where the condition is. So if I click on this condition, what I have configured, I can give search query. So exceptions where timestamp is in last 1 hour. So this condition will check that will run this query every 5 minutes, right? Every 5 minutes, and in and it will sorry, every 1 hour frequency is 5. So every 5 minutes it will run this query, and I can configure that when should I get the alert. So if in this time frame when it is running, if number of result, if this query will give me more than 0 records, so that means if any plugin exception happens, I should get alert, right? You got my point. So this is where you can configure what kind of alert I want. If your system is like core banking system, you cannot tolerate any error, so you have to give 0. If your system is cat3, you can probably okay with having 1000 errors per day or per hour, you can give 1000, you know. So based on this, you will get alert message. Now if I go to
Sorry for
some,
interrupting,
yeah.
Mani. We have 5 minutes left and there's a query to address.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, sure. I will finish this just now.
yeah,
Uh,
sure.
in this, you can configure, which group of people should get alert, and also when you send this alert, how will you send the alert? So what I have configured here is I have my email ID, my own, and phone number. So I'm getting one email and one message in my personal number. And apart from that, you can also configure uh, Azure function or logic app that if you want to do some action when this happens, you can also call logic apps or webhooks or Azure function from it. You can give name of it, right? So, and I just want to share what kind of email you will get. So I have configured this every 1 hour to show in demo. So this is the email which I get. So from last 1 hour, I have 114 results error. This will give me a query, and this will give me details of each error. If I want to go in detail, I can click here and I can see my log details. Yeah, so this is it. This is what I have today. And yes, if you have any questions, you can.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a question from Pavan. He has asked that can we have such kind of logging in app insights from Power Apps portals and custom MVC portals?
MVC portals. Okay, so you mean to say you want to have when your portal page is loading, you want to log some page view thing, or that's what you are asking, or you want to log similar kind of plugin things?
Pavan, would you like to unmute yourself and ask yourself?
Yeah, Manvit, I think your question was. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, your question was very wonderful. It's very insightful. So I have one
Thanks.
question. So,
Yeah.
So I have one custom MVC portal. So where I have some custom login. So can I can I have this login mechanism to see all it in one place?
You can have, so you might want it to be on client side, right? So I have that linked in my presentation. I will share this deck with you, where similar way you can have JavaScript to log your application insights, from client side JavaScript. Or if you want your MVC application to log this, there is a SDK, application insights SDK, which you will have to configure with your app. It's not related to that dynamic CRM, but if you just explore something more, there is a SDK provided by Microsoft, which you can install in your application. And that will enable application insights in your app.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I will share that with you if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for Power Apps, like we have instrumentation key, like.
Mm-hmm.
So for Power Apps portal, do you have anything like that?
I don't think we have, but I saw that Microsoft is preparing the way we have instrumentation key for Canvas app. Microsoft is going to provide similar kind of field for model driven apps. So we will have similar kind of page load view from model driven apps as well. So Microsoft has already given date like March end, but I don't think that has happened, but that is planned. So we can expect in near months.
Power Apps portal, I'm saying.
Power Apps portal,
Portal.
I don't think that's what. In Power Apps portal, you have two options. If you want to log page load time or response time, you will have to depend on JavaScript, which I have links shared with my PPT. And if you want to log it from server side, if it is Power Apps, so you don't have server side actually, right? So you only have JavaScript there. So, and like server side, you can depend on plugins if you are updating something or add update things on CRM entities. Or if you have custom application, MVC application, custom portal, then you have SDK, application insights SDK, which will help you. So I will share that SDK for sure. You can ping me or you can send your email ID to my Gmail. I will share the link with you. I have done that earlier. So there's a SDK, you will have to install it. It's a long process, but it's good for custom applications.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Manmeet.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for addressing the query, Manmeet. I hope Pawan has got the answers.
Yeah. So if someone has any more queries, so you can unmute yourself and ask if you are not able to access the chats. Okay, so you can please unmute yourself and raise your queries.
Okay, so I think we don't have any more queries while people are preparing their queries or they want to ask. I would like to say that these technical sessions are often become lengthy because we have so much to present and there's a limited time. So we often go through tight schedule during these technical sessions. But let me tell you that this is a wonderful session. And personally, my favorite was the graphical flow of the Power Apps pages and all. So that's a wonderful feature that I got to know about today. So thanks for this interesting session, Manmeet.
You're welcome, Preeti. It's glad that you like the session.
Yes, it was something new, which we also come across, right? There are so many other insights as well, which Microsoft putting, and now this is the application insights. So that's really new, as well as good to hear that there are some other ways as well we can find the tracings,
right,
from different locations.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing Microsoft is doing on this front is SAP on Azure, right? SAP on Azure. So Microsoft is promoting this to move all SAP systems to Azure Cloud, and SAP has its own telemetry, and it's very nice. So Microsoft is going to leverage application insights from SAP Azure Cloud to log that telemetry. So this is going to become very famous in future. I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for
yeah.
giving me this platform, and thank you so much all for joining.
Thank you. So we don't have any more queries pending. So I think we can wind up the session now. Anything you would like to add, Vivek?
One thing you can do, Manmeet, is you can put your URLs, reference URLs into chat window so others can refer that. It will be really helpful for us. You're on mute, Manmeet.
I'm sorry. I'm going to share all these URLs like pricing URL and how you can configure log alerts and other things in this chat window. And for SDK thing, I will share with you, Pawan, or if I find something right away, I'll share with you. Okay. And yeah, I'm sharing all the URLs right away.
Right, Manmeet. So if you want to take some further sessions as well, which you are going to explore the things, we'll be happy to hear you again, Manmeet. It was
Yeah,
really
sure.
nice and informative session for us. So
Thank you.
please keep us informed if you want to again go ahead and present something to us.
Sure, Vivek.
Okay, so maybe we can stop the recording now.
Yes, I'll just.
And lastly, I would like to thank all